Welcome to Proverb a Day. It's Proverbs 19, the 19th of the month. Verse 1. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one who is perverse in his lips and is a fool. And the note on that reads like this. Verse 1. Integrity is far more valuable than wealth, but most people don't act as if they believe this. Afraid of not getting everything they want, they will pay any price to increase their wealth. Cheating on their taxes, stealing from stores or employers, withholding tithes, refusing to give. But when we know and love God, we realize that a lower standard of living, or even poverty, is a small price to pay for personal integrity. Do your actions show that you sacrifice your integrity to increase your wealth? What changes do you need to make in order to get your priorities straight? Verse 2. Also, it is not good for a soul to be without knowledge, and he sins who hastens with his feet. Note on that verse. Verse 2. We often move hastily through life, rushing headlong into the unknown. Many people marry without knowing what to expect of their partner or of married life. Others try illicit sex or drugs without considering the consequences. Some plunge into jobs without evaluating whether they are suitable for that line of work. Don't trust into the unknown. Don't rush into the unknown. Be sure you understand what you're getting into and where you want to go before you take that first step. And if it seems unknown, be sure you are following God. Verse 3. The foolishness of a man twists his way, and his heart frets against the Lord. Wealth makes many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who speaks lies will not escape. Many entreat the favor of the nobility, and every man is a friend to one who gives gifts. All the brothers of the poor hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He may pursue them with words, yet they abandon him. Verse 8. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find good. The note on that verse. Is it good to love yourself? Yes, when your soul is at stake. This proverb does not condone the self-centered person who loves and protects his or her selfish interests and will do anything to serve them. Instead, it encourages those who really care about themselves to seek wisdom. Verse 9. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who speaks lies shall perish. Luxury is not fitting for a fool, much less for a servant to rule over princes. The discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and his glory is to overlook a transgression. The king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is the ruin of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dripping. Houses and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Laziness casts one into a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. He who keeps the commandment keeps his soul, but he who is careless of his ways will die. Verse 16, there's a note on that. The commandments we are told to keep are those found in God's Word, both the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20 and other passages of instruction. To obey what God teaches in the Bible is self-preserving. To disobey is self-destructive. Verse 17. He who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will pay back what he has given. The note on that verse 17. Here, God identifies with the poor as Jesus does in Matthew 25, verses 31 through 46. As our Creator, God values all of us, whether we are poor or rich. When we help the poor, we honor both our Creator and His creation. God accepts our help as if we had offered it directly to Him. Think about that one. Verse 18. Chasten your son while there is hope, and do not set your heart on his destruction. A man of great wrath will suffer punishment, for if you rescue him, you will have to do it again. Listen to counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter days. There are many plans in a man's heart. Nonetheless, the Lord's counsel, that will stand. What is desired in a man is kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. 23. The fear of the Lord leads to life, and he who has it will abide in satisfaction. He will not be visited with evil. There's a note on that verse 23. Those who fear the Lord will not be visited with evil because of their healthy habits, their beneficial lifestyle, and sometimes through God's direct intervention. Nevertheless, the fear of the Lord does not always protect us from trouble in this life. Evil things still happen to people who love God. This verse is not a universal promise, but a general guideline. It describes what would happen if this world were sinless, and what would happen in the new earth, what will happen in the new earth, when faithful believers will be under God's protection forever. See the note on chapter 3, verse 16 and 17 for more about this concept. So I guess that would be in the video for Proverbs 3. So back to verse 24. A lazy man buries his hand in the bowl and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. The note on that, buries his hand in the bowl refers to the custom of eating where a dish would be passed and people would reach in and get food for themselves. This proverb is saying that some people are so lazy that they won't even feed themselves. That's pretty lazy. Verse 25. Strike a scoffer, and the simple will become wary. Rebuke one who has understanding, and he will discern knowledge. The note on that, verse 25. There is a great difference between the person who learns from criticism and the person who refuses to accept correction. How we respond to criticism determines whether or not we grow in wisdom. Next time someone criticizes you, Next time someone criticizes you, listen carefully to all that is said. You might learn something. Verse 26. He who mistreats his father and chases away his mother is a son who causes shame and brings reproach. Cease listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. A disreputable witness scorns justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Judgments are prepared for the backs of scoffers. I misread that. Judgments are prepared for scoffers, and beatings for the backs of fools. That was the last verse of chapter 19. Proverbs 19 for the 19th of the month. Have a good day. Be blessed.